It's actually twitch.tv/channel/The On Blast Show.
Oh, okay. All right.
All right. Let's see. We got sound again, guys. Yes, no, otherwise. Once again, testicle.
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Okay, good. I don't know why that sound keeps dropping like that. It's not my bandwidth. I know that. I got plenty of bandwidth. I got like 100 and something down and like 100 and something up.
Right.
So it definitely ain't that. But there's got to be a setting I got to tweak with. Anyway, so getting back to the past episode that I had missed. Once again, I was sick with that T virus. A little bit better now. Still a little beat up, but I got to give shout outs to all those who showed up to win a brawl because I didn't hit on that last week. Mm-hmm. Obviously, some really hype matches in Injustice. Obviously, Street Fight. I mean, everything overall. Big E's events are always great.
Yeah.
So I mean, shout outs to everybody who who won. I got to meet Mr. Limbo Dog, who's a known king troll of the show, telling me for the last 2 years he was going to bang my wife. But now that she's not my wife and I got to meet his wife, guess what? I want to bang your wife. And I might steal his kid because his kid is cute like you wouldn't believe. I don't know how this ugly guy actually made a kid so cute. She looks like Dora to a T.
Oh, wow.
To a T. And she's Mexican, even though he's Mexican. But shout outs to Limbo Dog. That was his first tournament that he went to. So, he definitely came from behind the keyboard and repped pretty well. So that's actually really cool that he did. Hoping to see him more. I'm going to try to get to, UGFT I'm going to try to get to. It's being that it's the last one, I definitely think I should actually make an attempt to get there. Right. Also, obviously, this week, SCR, shout-outs to Theo, basically protecting the West Coast from a Midwest invasion and injustice. Unfortunately, the same can't be said for the Street Fighter 4 community.
Snake Eyes.
K-Brad, K-Brad's K-Brad, man. K-Brad's been on a roll, man.
Yeah, he has. He's definitely been putting on that work.
He came in there. He went to the ESGN. We don't know how well he did, but you got WNF last week. Then he goes and wins SCR. Overall, I have to say EMP has been dominating.
Yeah. K-Brad's definitely been, I would say a lot of the top players would agree, he's become easily one of the most improved players. He's been really grinding hard. He's been consistently going to a lot of events. And while there's a small degree of people that, are trying to get on that hate wagon, the results were there. He was very, very consistent. He was strong at Wednesday night fights. And then he came in leading right up to the finals against, Infiltration. I mean, that was really fun to watch.
Yeah, I think out of all the players I've been watching, that are considered top players, he's probably been one of the most improved that I've come across.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's see what we got.
Most
here.
Definitely.
Again, final round coming up in less than 2 weeks, a week and a half away.
1 week.
A week, yeah, pretty much. I forgot. It's already, week and a half. Week and a half, I was right. I'm sure you're heading down there, correct?
Yep, I will be there. Flight's basically booked, so yeah, it's just a matter of just counting down.
Yeah, unfortunately, I am not going to be able to make it because my job decided to throw a wrench at me last minute. So I pretty much have to make that tough decision between my IRL and my playtime, and unfortunately, playtime doesn't get to dominate.
Yeah, that don't pay the bills.
Exactly. So I won't be attending it. Unfortunately, I was really looking forward to it because I actually have my ticket. But I'll have to use it and schedule it to go somewhere else. I mean, I think my next thing's probably going to be PAX. I don't even know what to. Well, wait, what do we got in May?
May we have ECT.
Okay, so ECT. Well, actually, no. PAX is in April.
Yep, it's April. I'll be going to that.
Yeah, so I'll be that'll be my next journey, I think, and that's
okay.
Right up in your neck of the woods, anyway, right?
Yep.
Again, let me go through some of the sponsors I got here. Obviously, you guys see me sucking on this vapor here.
The Steam Company.
The Steam Company. Go check them out. I spoke to them today. I should be getting a little OBS promo code that'll get you a couple of bucks off on stuff as well. Can't say enough about the product. I don't. If you notice, I'm not out here, trying to hawk products out to people. But Yipes turned me on to this thing, and I live by it now. You got all the fruity possible flavors you could want, and at the same time, you pretty much control your nicotine levels and get off the cigarettes, which in the end are pretty much the things that'll kill you.
Yeah, it's much cleaner. I should have the interview by the time you run next week's show. So I apologize to Craig in advance. I wasn't able to get that through due to a couple of, in real life priorities. But definitely was a really enjoyable to be able to talk to him and meet him in person. So definitely, you guys can look forward to that. Yeah,
definitely. Greg is a pretty stand-up dude. Like I said, I told him at what's the word I'm looking for? Winter Brawl?
Yes.
I told him at Winter Brawl, I fully support this product. I mean, it got me going from 2-3 packs a day to maybe a pack a week, depending on, my mood and my stress levels. But overall, the thing works. So, if you guys get a chance, go to thesteamco.com, check it out, get yourself a vaporizer, and buy them and you'll get laid. Also, let's see what else we got here. Okay. We got my usual guys I want to shout out. UltraSpec Cable, Wtih, MKServer.ru, Awesome Smack, Deadly Venom, TRMK. I mean, you guys can see these all going down the line. Pro PC Gaming, obviously put that back with Chris. Gamers Edge, Combat Network, yes, VXG, MKU, Mad Cats, the Triforce Master himself, EMP, MK Online, MKBible.org. Music for the show is obviously by DarKNaTaS, which is one of the players from Houston, which is OBSKN Rattlehead. For those who don't know, he's the blind player that we had sent to Evo last year that pretty much was one step away from getting out of pools. And he lost to the guy who pretty much won Evo. That's
pretty awesome.
Yeah, guy's a great guy too, and he's a great musician. So check him out on YouTube, user.DarKNaTaS. Check out their music. They actually just released a live version from a concert that they did of the actual Cybernetic Eye, which is the track for the opening of the On Blast show. Obviously, we got the boys at Kick Punch Block, Rodney and crew. I got a lot of sponsors these days, man, that I'm throwing up there.
You imagine if you was a player, you wouldn't have any room up there on that list. You'd be actually give K-Brad a run for his money. I'm
gonna work on that. You know what? So Kick Punch Block, go check them out. The gaming group streamers also that are from up in the Scarsdale area in New York. Great bunch of guys. They're constantly running locals up there and also running some donation drives and everything, doing what they can to help out the community. We also have a couple of newbies here. We got Revolution Gaming, which is Mr. Cruddy.
Joe Cruddy.
Definitely another guy that's been doing his part to help out the community, putting team together, helping out with the streaming thing and setting up events as well. Check them out, Revolution Gaming. And last but certainly not least, the Dynamic Beadworks. Curtis is my man, which, by the way, since I did that, I have to go show everybody what I got.
Yeah, I just talked to him the other day and stuff. He was a little under the weather, but he's like, yeah, man, I got to grind. He's definitely hyped for next week.
So we wound up, Curtis wound up putting together for me an 8-bit OBS.
Nice.
For those of you who can see now, Bowman, your artwork has now officially become a piece of jewelry for me to wear as swag. So shout outs to Curtis. He's actually gonna do the next one for me, which is the drunk passed out version of me, which I kind of prefer. So shout outs to those guys, obviously at dynamicbeadworks.com. Check them out if you want to get your 8-bit on with the 8-bit jewelry, whether it be Pokemon. I keep calling it Pokemon, like, so I make it sound so like demeaning. Pokemon. But your Pokies, your Marvel characters, your Mortal Kombat guys, whatever you want, you just bring it to them and they'll hook you up with it.
Or do your actual likeness like they did for Big E and all of them at TFC.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they do great work. So I mean, guys, if you have the opportunity, definitely check them out. What do we got here? Blow up the Injustice Curly. What is this? Why is this? I love when I get messages in the middle of the show. Blow this up. Let's see. I'm gonna blow a lot of things up today, I think. Oh shit! I moved the wrong thing over. Move that.
Yeah,
over.
We got a double feature.
Yeah, we definitely got a lot of stuff going on today. Let me add while I'm at it. Hold on a second. Where am I? Go to this. Let me find Mr. And let me, while I'm looking for something, I'm just going to run the final round teaser.
Cool.
Quick little breaks. Okay. Again, guys, a lot of events are going on. Heard no complaints except for maybe commentating a little bit was a little bland at SCR, but Alex, did a great job production value wise as far as putting on a great show as always.
Yes.
Let me go back to this one. Boom. Okay. But yeah, he definitely did a great job putting the event together, and shout outs to him. I'd like to see him actually, and I've seen a lot of people on Facebook, I'd like to see him at this ESGN actually performing.
Yeah, they were talking about that actually earlier. I think it was Kendra. She actually was reaching out and just saying, yeah, like they need to make it happen. And for all we know, that's probably something they're going to like settle for down the line. They're probably trying to hold down to some of the bigger names instead of just, gushing them all out in like the first earlier seasons, kind of roll them out a little bit later, just to keep the momentum going.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely something that in order to what do we got here? Hold on. Oh, God. It's definitely something that, down the road can definitely be expanded beyond just Street Fighter. I wouldn't mind seeing Marvel. I wouldn't mind seeing the show expanded with more than one game per episode. You know, it definitely can it can help some of the smaller communities get some more exposure, while at the same time hopefully encouraging others to come out, you know, and actually meet these people that you're seeing it. Because if you notice, they're not just taking like Daigo versus Justin. You know, they're taking everybody, and they're trying to put it in a way that it's actually done right. You know,
and which is smart, which is really smart, and you know, really shout outs to their whole production team. And, you know, obviously I know, you know, Gutex and Mike Ross have a lot to do with the current direction, but I just recently went in and I checked out the second season because I was really curious how much of an improvement they were going to make from the first one to the second one. I know we talked about a couple of things offline, but when I checked it out, I was like, okay, you know, this actually works. You know, it was a substantial improvement over the first one. I just felt that the editing and things were a lot tighter. There's still a few more things with a little bit of nip and tuck that they can iron out, but it's definitely in terms of catering to that mainstream audience, and obviously still trying to satiate like the hardcore crew. I says, okay, this is pretty tight.
Yeah, it definitely. I mean, I do like the fact that they're hitting some hardcore players in there with some mid-range people. I mean, like, you know, it's no. You know, I've never seen Ryan come in, you know, win Street Fighter or, you know, with a stacked Street Fighter, but he's obviously a competent player.
Right.
You know, so it's good to see that thrown into the mix, where you know, you basically are going to get these top tier guys that you want to see, i.e., you know, Infiltration, and then you're going to see guys like Mike Ross who might not be winning events, but they're still placing well. So it's giving an exposure to, and I think it also gives a little inspiration to those players that are getting to that point where maybe they're top 16.
Right.
And they're not breaking that top 8 mark. You're actually getting to see them more, and they're getting more exposure themselves to these top players. Mm-hmm. You know, so I mean, it's definitely a good thing. Let me reach out to Mr. PR Rog while we're at it.
Mr. Carr! Did you see him on the stream, man? He was going crazy on those Marvel finals.
Yep.
Yo, sir, what's up?
What's up, dude? Oh, good. I'm kind of a little bit sick, but
man.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a little bit sick, but I'm home finally, so we're good.
And how was your overall experience? Vocally, you were very vocal.
Yeah, SCR was pretty good. Like, I feel like they raised the bar in tournaments now. They actually broke the record, I think, of viewers in Twitch. So, I don't know. I feel like the protection was actually really good. The tournament was really good. K-Brod was amazing. Apology Man was amazing. Everything was really amazing, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely, I mean, I have to admit, I really enjoyed watching it. I enjoyed watching K-Brad because K-Brad's kind of like on this hot streak right now. You know, and he's been tearing it up for a while, but he's really gotten on fire, I think, since the ESGN. You know, he's definitely picked up. And, you know, as far as you go, what's your next event you're going to?
I'm going to be at Final Round.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah. I said that I was not going to go if I had to register and stuff, but whatever. I'm going. Doesn't matter.
See, I would save that voice, man, for Firebrand.
Yeah. I mean, if it's still there, you know, I kind of scream too much.
Now, you, obviously, I'm sure you've gotten an opinion already about the Street Fighter Ultra Super Duper Select Edition. What? What's your opinion of it overall? Do you think it's tournament viable, where anybody can select the edition they want? How do you think it should play out?
I honestly think that, like I said yesterday on the Gutex show, I feel like at the start, for like the first 6 months, we should just use Ultra for now, and then in the long run, we should use the edition select, just because of the fact that I feel that it's gonna turn into Super Turbo, so it's gonna be I feel like this is gonna be the last game of Street Fighter 4, so like the last version. So that I think that's what they did it.
I mean, I think what it does is if you keep it, you know, standard at first, when you feel that downturn coming, then you open up the door and say, all right, you know what, pick whoever you think can win.
Well, the thing is that you can't really put the game edition select in tournament right now because there will be no. Why would you make Ultra then? Might as well just patch the game and like do edition select, you know?
Right.
So yeah, so honestly, I feel like we should enjoy Ultra for like the first 6 months or like a year, and then change the tournaments and put it to edition select.
In your opinion, since a lot of people, when they heard about this, everybody, myself included, we got hype, and then they were like, okay, great, so they're going to make this is probably going to be tournament viable, and now like they've kind of let the air out of everyone's tires, hearing, okay, look, this is not even online. Now, do you think that they will probably consider releasing something like that online? And if so, do you think that's a good look, or they should just keep it exactly the way that they're going to do it right now?
I mean, online doesn't really matter, in my opinion. Like, yes, it makes the thing like practice a little bit, but it really is not that good of a practice. So I don't think it will hurt the game if they either put online or not. But then if like people like tell Ono like bug him a lot, then I'm pretty sure he'll do it.
Yeah, good point.
I still think that it's gonna be kind of hard because Akuma and Gen and like Vanilla they're both extremely good, and like Sagat and all those players and Aiyun. So we'll see like how does that work. See, that's one of the problems. So we don't want to see like another Super Turbo when Sagat is gonna be like the last match.
Right. I'm sorry, I just got another call. All right, so you know, as far as the edition, you think they should wait it out before they just go?
Yeah, I think they should leave it on for like a couple of like months and stuff, and then introduce it.
Now, are you looking at it? I mean, from what you've played on it, are you looking? Do you think this game's gonna have that enough oomph to get everybody to Street Fighter V?
Well, hopefully. I mean, that's the point, no?
Well, I mean, we all know that's the point, but from what you're playing it and your experience with it so far, do you think it has enough, or do you think there might be another patch in between there somewhere down the line?
I honestly don't think there will be another patch. I feel like this game is going to be the last Street Fighter 4 version, and then they're probably going to start working on another one, on another game. So I like the Ultra Edition. I don't mind that they're introducing the Edition select thing, because my character was broken in Vanilla too, so I don't really mind. I don't care. So you know, so it depends.
You know, speaking of broken, and now, you know, you're obviously an established player. You've been playing since the game came out. And obviously there's a lot of people that have come into the game since this past, like, 5 years. So there's been going, like, a whole bunch of nerfs and stuff like that. Now, obviously, it's been said by countless players, the good players are always going to win. So they go in there and they nerf, you know, Balrog, and they nerf Yun and stuff like that. Like, what's your take and stuff as far as like the whole issue of unblockables and stuff? I mean, is that stuff you feel that should have been in the game in the first place, or that stuff that they should have just, you know, left out entirely so that it feels more methodical and stuff like, say, Street Fighter Cross Tekken?
I didn't understand the question. Can you say it again? I'm sorry.
Like, basically, do you feel like all that nonsense, like the shenanigans, is that stuff that you feel is like warranted to stay in the game? Do you feel like it makes it more enjoyable, or that's just nonsense that they should have never basically put in the first place?
I honestly think that they should leave everything like it is. I'm not gonna lie. All the shenanigans will be there if you pick the other characters, by the way. Like, let's say if an unblockable works on like Street Fighter 4 A2012 on Ibuki, then it will be there if you pick that character. So I feel like that's fine, because like you're really not changing anything from the game. But then again, like everything. I really don't know. Like, it's gonna be like weird, honestly. Like, I feel that I want to play the additions like fast, like super fast right now, but I don't want to because I feel like it will hurt the game for now. So
Right.
so honestly, I just feel like we should just play Ultra for a long time.
Forever?
Not forever. Not forever. I feel if it's forever, then
Until Street Fighter 5 drops.
yeah.
I mean, I actually tend to agree with you. I mean, I've never been a big fan of, you know, Super Duper Turbos and Mortal Kombat trilogies. I kind of feel like, give me the game, the first version, give me the second version. Spend the time focusing on making the second version rather than making an in-between. That's, you know, going to wind up being half the effort that was put into making a complete game. You know, I look at KI, which, you know, is a great game, but it was obviously rushed to get it out the door. You know, so I mean, I would rather see just us play what we got, and then when 5's ready to drop, just let it drop. But I don't know if Capcom actually, you know, I don't know where they are as far as putting 5 even together right now.
Yeah, it's understandable because I was the same as you. I think like from Street Fighter 4 Vanilla to Super, it was just like a ripoff, and then from Super to AE was another ripoff. You know, so I feel like they should just start patching the game when, like, you know, just let the game like let's say like a StarCraft patch. You know, like something's broken. Okay, let me give it some time to see if like people find something against it, and then patch it, you know. But you don't have to make a full game, like another full retail game, just to change that, you know. That they're losing money because of that.
I mean, Capcom, I mean, like I said, my whole thing is with Capcom, it's like, I mean, I'm glad they finally, you know, are starting to say, like, hey, you know, we kind of got to change direction here. You know, where's the Mega Mans? Where's the Resident Evils? Where's their, you know, their flagship titles? The updates to those, you know, it's like I see them focused on this. Obviously, you know, there's a couple of other games that they're putting a little focus in, but I think overall this is what's carrying them right now. You know, between this and Marvel, I mean, you know, I wouldn't mind seeing another Bionic Commando.
Seriously,
of course, that would be cool.
You know, obviously Strider, you know, is a game that I definitely, from what I'm hearing from everybody, is actually good. I haven't gotten my hands on it, but beyond that, what else do they have going for them?
Yeah, I mean, they got so much stuff. They could easily drop Rival Schools, Power Stone, Star Gladiator. There's so many things that they actually have in their vault.
I forgot about Star Gladiator.
Yeah, remember that? That was like the Star Wars version of Street Fighter and stuff. I mean, they got all these really, really good IPs that they're just sitting on. And obviously, the community right now is starved for content. They're starved for, like, really good games. And those are, like, classic properties that they're just not doing anything with. Now, they talked about supposedly that 2014 was going to be the year that they were going to, you know, kind of come out strong and stuff, but they haven't said anything yet. All we've been getting is just teases about Ultra, and up until next week, we still don't know who the fifth character is. But like you said, these are the only things that are still holding Capcom together in terms of the fighting genre, you know, just Marvel and Street Fighter, and that's just not enough.
Of course not. Of course not. I still feel like their problem also is that they keep doing the freaking HD remixes. I feel like that's such a waste of money, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what it is? It's, you know, a lot of these HD versions of games that you're starting to see, it's cheap to make. That's where they're making out. It's what they would know. You know, when you get a game with, you know, with a $1 billion budget, you're doing it for 150, 200,000. So, you know, just to upscale the graphics, maybe give a couple of new things here and there, you know, but they're not really investing that much into it. I mean, unfortunately for Mortal Kombat, it didn't work out in its favor. But you know, when they released the compilation disc, originally it was supposed to be the HD version.
I see.
And when that failed, they said, "Oh shit, we got to get something out the door like now." And they said, "I just whip this shit together and put out 1, 2, and 3 as a compilation disc, and throw in a couple of videos of Ed Boon shaking his eyebrows and twitching his shoes, and it's a wrap." You know, and that's unfortunately the way it turned out. You know, the game flopped. You know, and it was on their 20th anniversary, which made it even worse. You know, a lot of people don't really realize that it was the 20th anniversary of the game. They dropped it, and it literally fell. I don't want to see that with a lot of games, but at the same time, it's not that much invested into it.
Yeah.
That they're going to be like, I wouldn't mind seeing Street Fighter 2, you know, Championship Edition. I wouldn't even mind seeing Rainbow Edition in HD.
Yeah, like what they should have did when they dropped the the 25th anniversary. And you know, for me, having started that game since the beginning, for me the compilation should have been just so much more epic than what it was. You know, I would have loved to have seen a nice throwback to some of the stages and stuff, and actually have a full package. I mean, the fact that they even left Alpha out of the equation totally just mind fucked me. I was just like, how can you leave that out? And then it just seemed like a half-assed effort. And then when you're expecting long-term fans to invest in that, it feels so cheap, you know, to charge that much, and it's just not a full comprehensive package.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on 1 second here. Let me add in here Mr. Yipes. Okay. What's up there, Mr. Yipes?
Yo. What the dilly, yo?
Not much, man. Just relaxing on a nice Tuesday night.
What's up, my Dykeman brother?
What's up? What's up, Chris? What up, Ed?
What's up, dude? I'm sick.
Shook too many hands and then you rubbed your eyes and shit?
Yeah, the usual.
Yeah, that's how it goes down every time. I've been sick in a lot of majors actually, but I mean, can't help it. It's the fans, man.
Mm-hmm.
So Mr. Yipes.
Yo.
Obviously you're gonna be down the final round next week.
Yeah. Looking forward to that, man.
What can we expect from Curly cut this time around?
You know, another battle royale. I mean, I haven't been too avid in announcing and everything, but just been due to a couple of issues with me, but. You know, it's on track now. I got a couple of teams. I got like 8 teams. Still waiting for Ed. You going to final round?
Yes.
Yes, I know it's you, Jay, and Champ so far on a team. So I think I need like 2 more and then straight for Team Cali. But all in all, yeah, the same moment, another show, Battle Royale 3 and counting, man. You know what I'm saying? So definitely let's look forward to the final round.
Well, I mean, as far as teams right now, obviously New York.
Actually, now New York, we actually have an issue getting 14 for New York.
Really?
A lot of them are going. Worst case scenario. I mean, it's not a worst case scenario. If we get a 4, not a full 5th, then I'll just jump on the team. It really doesn't matter.
I mean, it kind of sucks because haven't we kind of gotten bodied the last couple, like brutally?
Yeah, you guys kind of got.
Well, we won the first one kind of free, and then the second time we caught a foot and I wrecked them. You know what I mean?
Yes, we
and
did.
then we were about to see what happened. the third go. Yeah, but it was no. The second one, man, that shit had a lot of competition, bro. The Hitbox Boys came out, and what made it so more D of our ass whipping is the Hitbox Boys. Shout out to Hitbox. They only had 4 people in the team, and we have full 5, man, and we got our asses kicked. Some guy played the Winter Soldier, Captain America, Sentinel, and the Mayor of Metro City, and we just lost, man.
So let me ask you this now:
Yep.
What have you been up to as far as you and everybody's asking? Like, when are you coming to be the Yipes of old? Are you coming back to really take this 100 and start bodying some people, or what? I get this question all the time now. They're like, oh, he kind of fell off a little bit. You know, he's doing the curly thing. He's not focused on the game as much. Can we expect to see like a Evo Yipes coming out and bodying people.
His true
I
form.
mean, yeah, it's always there, man. I mean, I've been in the tournaments and playing, you know. But we'll see what happens, man. I'm gonna be here for a long time, so you never know. I mean, I kind of took a dump on Ryan on Capcom Cup. That kind of made me feel like I could play again pretty good.
Yeah.
If the circumstances are correct, you know what I'm saying? with the cheerleading of Eduardo Perez, that could probably win the Evo.
Yo, don't make me laugh, man. I'm gonna die.
Oh, we got a long night, man. It's only 11:13.
So Ed, how's your Killer Frost coming along?
It's pretty good.
Shit.
Yeah.
I actually been practicing a little bit,
Yeah.
so don't worry.
You talking about his cold?
No, I'm talking about our bet. A top 8 to top 8. I mean,
don't worry. It's gonna be top 8. Don't worry, bro.
I'm working. I put the disc in this week again. So I actually selected Wolverine this week. I didn't play him, but I selected him, and then I turned the game off again.
Yo, you're not even gonna get out of pools, dude.
I'm gonna go in there, and I'm gonna make top 8, and you're gonna be like, "What the fuck?" I'm telling you.
No, it says top 32, dude. Remember?
Oh, that's right.
Do top.
Well, that's right. All I gotta do is top 32.
Yeah.
That makes it even easy. But you gotta make top 8, which the
Yes.
Injustice boys, let me tell you, these, especially those West Coast Injustice guys, they've been bringing it, man.
Yeah, they've been playing a lot.
You know, you got.
I think East Coast got better players, though, from what I've seen. I actually keep an eye on Injustice. I think we actually got better players.
I think overall we do, but
Yeah.
also it comes to the typical traveling.
Yeah, no, I know.
If you ain't there, you ain't. I don't care if you could tell me you bodied 1 million people, 10-0 to everybody, and go, well, if you didn't do it at a tournament, it didn't happen. You know, nobody cares what happened in your bedroom. You know, they care about what's happening out at actual events. And you know, when it comes to the Injustice community, we have our top, or should I say, our old top guys are not showing up in droves. Like the West Coast came out and repped pretty damn well, and even you know, Midwest with Forever King, you know, Forever King taking third, you know, but he was the only one that. Hold on a second. Let me just.
Diablo, loco, yo me tiré un peo, mano.
Chico fall. De lo casqueros.
Yes, the On Blair show is being is being broadcast and SAP.
Telemundo and shit.
You be my Spanish commentator. Yo, that's what.
Pretty much what I told my brother Ed is I threw a serious fart and it steamed really hard. Might have shot it on myself, but who knows? But I'm too comfortable to check. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've had those moments. So, all right. So, Ed, what as far as you, any predictions for yourself coming into final round? Besides just you're gonna body everybody.
Well, I'm going to be actually practicing a lot since GamerBee's here. At least from the side from Street Fighter, I feel like I'm gonna be really strong final round when it comes to Street Fighter. My problem was that I've been playing online a lot, so I guess that might be one of the reasons that I don't know, my reactions have dropped or something, you know. But don't worry, I will be really strong for final round in a week.
And what do you think about the performance of one of your teammates, who actually, in my opinion, has been coming up a lot lately? Is Ricky? Ricky's been doing really well. I mean, at all the events that I've seen him at so far.
That's the glamorous one, man. You know what it is about Ricky, man? When he feels like his skin is perfect, he feel like he gonna do good at Street Fighter. I'm saying when that boy play, there's glitter and glamour when you see that man. That man is pretty godlike when he wants to be.
Well, I feel like Ricky has been doing extremely good. You're right. Like he got second on Winter Bro, right?
Yeah.
And then
Ninth.
Second
second.
Apex. Yeah, man. He's in the finals. He's been in the finals a lot, pretty much.
Yeah.
I think what did he do? Ninth at FCR.
He did
right?
ninth.
Yeah.
Yes. He lost to K-Brett and Iperu, which is kind of like weird because he's always beating Iperu, but I guess Iperu played amazing. He's beating Iperu for 2 years. So.
Ricky was probably probably that day he was super Pringles, like super, like defense was just weak as hell. I'm pretty sure.
Me?
I mean, I've been
That
watching
CL
Ricky's
was
foot
popping,
game though.
man.
Ricky's footsies has gotten a lot. From what I've seen, his footsies gotten a lot better. You know, I've watched it. I've watched all you guys just because I don't go around critiquing you. But you know, I watched his footsies with Rufus is getting. You know, I think it's like literally 100-fold better from when I first started watching him. Mm-hmm. So he's playing a lot smarter. You know, and then you look at other people. Like I was, you know, we'll swing back over to K-Brad. You know, K-Brad just, you know, when he was playing Infiltration, he just went nuts. It was a great match, down to the wire, but so aggressive. You know, I see a lot of these people bringing different styles as far as top players have usually become very hesitant to one another, where, you know, people will say, oh, well, I'll lose to somebody because they just don't know what they're doing, and I don't expect that. I'm starting to see top players get that more aggressive side, where you would think, like, oh, man, this guy don't know what he's doing.
Yeah, man. Thanks, James, man. That win for me at SCR was very special. I put a foot in Infiltration ass. That's all that matters. Say East Coast.
You know, so I mean, I'm seeing a lot of players, you know, rotate in this top players. Now, if you had to pick your top 3, who would it be, Ed? Playing in American players, though.
From the last few tournaments,
overall for this year's, so far for this year's performance overall.
For this year's performance, I gotta say the top 3 MP players, dude. K-Brad, Dominion, and Sanford. I gotta say that they've been like the ones that have been playing amazing for the last few months. You know, you know, I'm real talk. I don't care like if it's East Coast, West Coast. It's the truth. Sanford has been playing extremely good. His offense is just explosive. Kevin doing his thing with the defense, and you know, K-Bro with that cami, man.
Yeah, that cami is off the hook. I mean, like I said, watching him come up like that.
His footsies are really on point now.
Yeah, I mean, it's dead on. Now, let me ask you this, and this could actually go to all 3 of you. Lately, you know, of late, you know, I've seen tweets going back and forth about, you know, flying in players like, you know, Gamer Bees and Tokitos. And do you ever think that there's going to be a point where East Coast, West Coast stops the BS and says, you know what, we got to put a team together of best players in the country, no matter where they're from?
Well, I mean, to be honest, that has been going on. I don't think that's ever changed. It's just in terms of an international team and then the wins and wears. Like the last time we really did something like that was Caesar's Beatings. Eduardo was on the team. That was for what was the world? The USA versus the world, right? It was
USA versus the world.
Yeah, so I don't think it never left at all. To be honest, it's just never been set up again ever since.
You know, because I mean, I'm seeing like, you know, they'll bring in a player from another country and they focus on him and everybody gets a piece of him. It's almost like we're just basically ganging up on this one, you know, this 1 or 2 people, where I would rather see, you know, as people keep talking about esports, I'd rather see teams of, you know, 5 versus 5, or even give me 10 guys, and then the 10 guys can figure out like, well, you know, PR can handle this guy, but Ricky might not be able to, so we'll put him in like in a baseball team. You know, you don't start every pitcher. You know, you go with certain people, and then this way they can actually start focusing. They can start focusing more on, you know, this esports mentality, because as of right now, it's just kind of whoever gets a piece of them gets a piece of them. You know, they'll do one big money match with one big player, and, you know, that's it. You know, and then they do their matches. And I don't see a lot of our players getting swung out there. You know what I'm saying? Like I see them saying, all right, we're going to fly Daigo in. But I don't see them saying, yo, bring PR. You know, I don't see nobody in Japan saying, bring out PR and let's just body the shit out of them.
Well, I mean, it's not the same, man. The money is here in the U.S. not over there, you know?
Yeah, but...
Plus, we have way more hype. Way more hype here. And they notice that, and they enjoy coming here.
Yeah, they even said it, that they like it here. They don't like to play that much in tournaments over there. They like the tournaments here.
Now, of course, what do we think the reasoning to that is?
I really don't know.
Do we think it's competition, money, or a little bit of both?
Both, probably.
Travel, both, friends. I mean,
yeah.
I think it's everything. Cool. I mean, I've gotten offers to go to a lot of places, but it's just the timing for it right now. I can't go. Like I was supposed to go to that French tournament, even after actually offering me to buy a flight, but I was just like not with it, to be honest. I just didn't want to go.
So
but
you turned it down?
Yeah, I mean they try to fly out people. I'm pretty sure like Mexico really steps in and they hold down the door though and stuff like that. And Jay, I mean it just depends on the people that really want it, man. To be honest, that's about it. I mean USA obviously has a demand for the international competition. They want them to come step in the ring over here.
Well, let me ask you this: what do you guys? and I'll start with Ed. What do you guys think needs to happen? You know, and we've all heard these great debates of esports versus grassroots and all this. Where do you want this scene to go? Are you content with the scene as is? Obviously, you know, do you think it's a possibility for this esports to really take off, or are we pipe dreaming ourselves because we're juggling too many egos inside this community to actually get along?
Well, you can take SCR for example. They went the esport way, and like I said, we broke viewers. In the tournament, we broke viewers. We got an international competition. We had a great setup on the. Well, I'm saying we, but them. You know, they had a great setup. On the stream station, everything was so good. The only thing that I didn't like was the whole schedule. I had to play at 10 a.m. every single day. I didn't like that, but that's not my fault.
But I mean, obviously, I know the production value went well. The viewers, you know, broke numbers. But you know, that's one event. Do we? Is this something that you guys you feel that has to actually happen to all the events, or do you think some of these events are actually going to have to go bye-bye?
I think that I really like esports. I think because I don't know. I really like professional gamers. I really don't like. I don't care about the grassroots thing. I used to playing arcade too. Like even though if it was in Puerto Rico and everything, but we have to improve. You know.
Now what do you see as ways? Obviously, we know SCR is leading by some examples. What do you see that has to happen in order for this to actually catch on? Besides the obvious, which is money and sponsors.
Depends on the. Honestly, in my opinion, I've always said that
acceptance. I would say acceptance.
And one other thing is that we have too many tournaments, man. Honestly, like we have almost 2 tournaments every month. That's too much, in my opinion. Like, what is that from June 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12? Look at that.
24 tournaments a year.
It's a lot of tournaments.
Yeah, that's a lot of tournaments before Evo. Are you serious? That's so much. Like, not everyone's gonna get everything. Not everyone's gonna get so many people. You know.
Now, it's definitely saturation.
You know, with the saturation, what's killing it though is you know, PR's limited to going to one tournament this month. He's got an event in NorCal. He's got an event in SoCal. Which does he go to?
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you're basically splitting up your viewership and your players. because people are now separating, saying I got to either go to this. They're being forced to pick and choose.
Right.
You know, and what really should happen is, you know, they should be spread out, I think, enough. But I mean, what would you say is a sufficient number of events for a year?
For a year, like the whole year, I feel like maybe 5 a year with extremely amount of money is.
And that's what it used to be.
I tell you this, I still follow the grassroots majors to this day. Ever since I started, like I literally just go sometimes to like just 5 tournaments a year, pretty much. I mean, that would be like all the Big E's events, Larry's. It used to be Caesar Beatings, but they don't go no more. And then my frequent visit to Cali, that's about it every year. So, yeah, it's more comfortable for me to go to lesser tournaments because I can pick and choose. You know what I'm saying?
And, like, I feel like aside from that, you give at least the players time to create content. And that's one of the reasons that we are not, we're not growing a lot because I feel like we don't have enough role models in the community. Like, we have Yipes, we have me, we have Justin, we have Arturo, we have a couple basically. We don't have the amount that we really want to have, you know.
No, but you know, again, the problem with this also is when guys want this esports mentality, there's a gap between the casual competitive player and you guys. You know, there's a gap between you that is it I think it hurts the scene more than helps it, because you know after a guy is, you know, shell shocked and says, "Oh my God, I met PR Rog at an event," once or twice of getting his ass whooped by you, sometimes it's not inspirational, especially when there's this gap of communication between the scene, between top players and as they've been commonly called, the pop monsters. You know, and it's like, you know, professional football. You know, I don't care how good a quarterback is or a running back is, those scrubby linemen that nobody knows about, if they're not godlike running back linemen, that running back and that quarterback are killed. They're only as good as their linemen.
Why don't we make something to make them better, you know?
But now that's the thing. What do we do? Do we make a minor league?
I've been saying that leagues are actually really important in my opinion. We don't have a league, but like a league that runs at least half of the year, and then another league that runs the other half of the year, and have Evo as like the big tournament, whatever, but and still have like 5 big tournaments. It's usually what it is in like esports, you know.
And that's actually one of the directions I'm trying to go for with the curly, in terms of a team aspect. Now I don't know how far esports I could go with Marvel. You know what I mean? It's pretty much there. I mean, freaking Capcom Cup had a great presentation, but like that's pretty much a direction I would like to see leagues. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's acceptance, man. Like when I say that, pretty much, like I'm not gonna get to the obvious, like business minded and, you know, sponsors, etc. Because that's all we hear. Once people hear esports, the first thing that come out their mouth is sponsors. But when I mean acceptance is just a little trim on the fat on things. You know what I mean? And just have a better presentation. You know what I mean? To the person that actually wants to get involved with the FGC or company, say person, company, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, even if you were to turn around and take some guy who's not, you know, a Forbes guy, but wants to invest some money and says, you know what, I obviously am investing money because I plan on a return. I don't, you know, nobody's going to turn around and dump money in and say, I don't care if I make money. Then that's just that's a piss poor businessman. Right. But now at the same time, if you were in that position and you were not a gamer, or maybe you were an old school gamer, but you don't do nothing now, you don't play Street Fighter, after looking in at this scene, would you invest?
I mean, we know the reason why a lot of companies looking in have been reluctant. There's a lot of obvious things that we don't even have to bother expressing why they're reluctant. And this is the reason why PR Rog says, hey, you know what, I prefer more of that professional environment, because otherwise these guys are not going to come in. They're going to say, nah, are you kidding? The way these people pop off on Twitter or Facebook or whatever, you know, why do I want to do that? Because it's a bad reflection on their brand. And this is what a lot of players that are looking at the whole scheme of sponsorship, what they forget. It's more than just, oh, okay, you know what? You got a couple of letters in front of your name. You got a T-shirt. We fly you out, and that's it. No, you're representing a product. And until they start to develop more of that, you know, that more mature business oriented type of attitude, you know, a lot of these guys will never truly develop and stuff and say, oh, okay, why are we so stagnant? Well, it starts with the business mentality. Yipes understands that and stuff, and this is why, you know, he's regarded as such an important piece to the community. But a lot of these guys that come in and say, oh, well, I want to be where he is, you know, they don't get that, and that's why they have trouble, you know, elevating to like that next tier.
Now, for SCR, those the international guys, is it Twitch that actually flew them in? Because I seen everybody sporting Twitch shirts, so I was like, maybe they were all brought in.
Well, from my understanding, I know Victor Slick personally, so my understanding, they flew out WoW and Michael Tan. I don't know about infiltration. He looked like he's been taking care of himself, to be honest. I think in terms of infiltration, I think he was showing love. You know what I mean, but in terms of WoW and Michael Tan, yeah, they flew him out there, which is pretty cool.
You're right. It was only Michael Tan and one. It was infiltration. I just was wearing the shirt. Yes.
Yeah, I figured. Infiltration's a Udathon daughter right now, man. You know what I mean? Win or lose, the guy he's just a perfect example of a almost close to a perfect player, not even a dick eater, to be honest. It's more like he knows how to play the game. I mean, he picks the best weapons. He tried to show that picking Chun-Li on Cammy. I didn't even know that was a good fight, but then starting to see how he was fighting it was pretty understanding. I was like, okay, I get it. You know what I mean? So it was a great presence. Shout out to Infiltration. You know what I mean? He did his thing. K-Brad too, of course.
Now, what would you guys say is the medium where you guys can start to say we're actually feeling like esports is truly developing? Because my whole thing is, you know, I left the scene some time ago, and there is not much of a difference between the arcade and now. It's kind of the same Wild West. There's slight differences, though.
Yeah, I mean, like, grassroots is still there, but what improved is the presentation on things. Yeah. A lot. That's a big turning point from where it came from to where it is now. I mean, the presentation is great. We always had the excitement and the quality. Is just how it's presented now is what really matters. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So that's one of the biggest differences I've seen so far.
Now, at what point financially would you guys start to say we're going to deem this as a success? We're obviously not getting $1.1 million League of Legends matches going on, but at what point do you feel that, all right, the money's actually starting to flow, where you can feel that it's a stable flow? Because obviously if somebody puts $50,000 in, right off the bat, they want money returned in one way, shape, form, or another. And that might be a one-time deal as compared to maybe, you know, an average first prize of $15,000 will last many events as compared to one event for $50,000.
Good question. Good question. To be honest, I was never looking for that type of feeling, to be honest. Like, obviously I came in here as a hobby, and it turned into, wow, I could really do something with it. But, you know what I mean? I don't know.
Ed?
I honestly think it depends on what you put money into. Are you going to put money in the pot? Are you going to put money on bringing
Good
people?
Question. Mm-hmm. Man, money talks, man.
It does talk. It does talk.
Talks.
In this situation, it does talk. You know,
yeah, it talks. Money talks.
Like,
that's just what it is.
Yeah, without money, you're not gonna bring players. Without money, you're not gonna bring players to your event. You know, so it is about money, but it's not. You know, because how do you? Because like, what was it? All these tournaments that put like, oh, this tournament has like 5,000. Let's say 5,000 bonus. Is everyone gonna go? That doesn't tell you that everyone's gonna go. You know, you have to actually start promoting right. That's another thing. I feel like a lot of tournaments don't promote. I feel like that's why I'm putting SCR as in a pedestal right now. You know, they said that they actually flew out players and they got what they wanted, more viewers. So they already got what they wanted through the money. You know.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely, you know, their money actually did work for them. You know, and that was definitely a good thing. I mean, like I said, the only thing West Coast, and I'm sorry, West Coast folk, you don't bring the hype on the mic. That's the only thing I had, the only gripe I've had at times where I've had it where I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to turn the sound off and watch these guys. It's more exciting. You know, and it's nothing against them. It's just, you know, when I hear a Yipes on the mic, or you know, even an F champ, you know, will get me like pumped. I don't like Marvel, but when they're actually commentating and I see high level playing, it actually gets me more involved in the game. It's just like, you know, watching a boxing match or watching wrestling on TV without Jim Ross, you know, or Cole or any of the other guys doing their commentating. It's just two guys in tights dancing around the ring. I mean, let's be real here, guys. You know, two guys that are faking that they're fighting, that are given a script that says, just don't hurt me and I won't hurt you. We'll bounce around on the ropes. And one of us is going to pin the other guy. There you go. I just solved every WWE match from now into eternity.
Yo,
somebody wins, somebody loses.
Shout outs to Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
Yo,
that man is ridiculous, man. I've been watching a lot of WWF and wrestling documentaries for the past like 2 months.
Oh,
I know a lot of
WWE Network.
No, actually before that, like Netflix stuff.
Oh yeah,
stuff like that. Yeah, man. I just wrestling's great background, and it you know what? And it's kind of funny. I watch these documentaries. It's kind of the same thing as the FGC, like all the players that came up or whatever. And then when I look back and think about like, you know, guys like Eddie Lee, you know what I mean? Like the old school names like White Knight, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. All the Marvel One guys. Like it's funny. It's like almost the same thing.
Well, if you look at like the WWE from what McMahon Jr. did to McMahon Sr.'s business, besides growing it, you notice it's the same trend that has taken place in the FGC. You know, Eddie and those guys were about winning. You know, the art of winning. It wasn't about coming in and talking the shit as much as it was producing the results. The old school wrestlers, the early Bruno Sammartinos, they didn't talk and give speeches between the matches. They just came, they did their thing, they went home.
Yeah, it's like I said, like big thing I was saying. You say Bruno, what's the name of that wrestler again? I'm sorry, Bruno
Sammartino.
Sammartino, yeah. So yeah, like you said, like the guy got no flair, but just how the way they presented that guy was just so godlike. It's just so big. I'm pretty sure he was riding. What's those whips the Italians was riding at the time? Freaking what's the Hondas? I forgot which exactly, but whatever. But that's what he was driving at the time. You know what I mean? But just the way he was presented was just so godlike. You know what I mean? He was man brolic. All the people loved him. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, look at what the other one. What the hell was his name? Bob Backlund.
Yeah,
Bob Backlund was a
corny,
corny little looking white dude, but you know what? He was a real wrestler, you know, and that was his whole shtick. And it's funny because they didn't carry the personality. There wasn't no, you know, John Cena's or Undertaker mentality. Nobody came dressed up as fucking painted gold. You know, they came to do their job and they went home. It was still scripted the same. The FGC's kind of evolving that way too. Now, you know, some people, you know, early on, like in the MK universe, when I was putting bounties on PL and stuff like that, people were like, man, he's such a dick. He's so mean. No. I was telling PL, I got no problems with you. I really want you to win. I don't want to have to pay some motherfucker. You know, I didn't want to pay nobody. But, you know, it's that type of stuff that's going to help this scene grow. It's just people got to realize there is a line. There is a line. You know, you can't get on a mic going, I'm going to kill this nigger. I'm going to kill this motherfucker. I'm going to kill this guy. No. You can't go to that level. You got to keep it, even when you're bringing your version of hype, you got to keep it professional.
And that is one of the bigger problems that this community has.
Yep.
They don't know where to stop. They just keep going and keep going. And I've addressed this on my stream so many times. Like, I like it. In my opinion, it happens the most on East Coast because, of course,
Yeah.
you know, like they're more hyped there. They don't care, you know. And even though I wasn't on Winter Bro, I know that when Gamerby was playing, they were being really disrespectful in terms of hype, you know, to him. And to me, that's just a no-no. Then I didn't want to go to East Coast tournaments anymore because of that. You know, that's not good.
Oh, what was happening on the commentary while he was playing?
And a commentary and on the crowd apparently.
Oh, Bruce said it was disrespectful.
Even Justin tweeted about it.
I mean,
I didn't even know that. Yeah. See, I really would have seen that, but whatever.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. I mean, we were.
Yeah, I was dead. I mean, I understand. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't. It rides a line sometimes, you know. But we need to actually make those lines because right now, like I said, this is the Wild West. You know, somebody could just turn around, you know, and say, well, I'm just being hype and really come off, you know, as really being threatening to somebody, you know, and that's where we kind of got to say, look, you know, I guess hype police maybe, I don't know, that sounds stupid, but I mean, somebody that's gonna stand there and be like, yo, dude, you can't tell the dude you're gonna fucking stab him in the parking lot. That's not hype no more, you know, and that's you know, one of the things that it's got to get control. There's got to be established rule, a freaking rule book. Every sport has a rule book. We don't. We got a set of rules for the tournaments that are kind of sort of the same, but you know, those are the blatantly obvious rules. No stealing.
Deodorant on deck.
It's not a rule. It's not a rule. You cannot turn around. Listen, as bad as it sounds, if I don't wipe my swamp ass for 6 months and I come to your event, you didn't tell me I can't. I mean, I heard you say on the thing, wipe your ass, but ain't nothing that's enforcing it. And that's something that needs to happen if you want to, like Eduardo was saying, if you want to clean this up, no pun intended, you actually got to establish this stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's all inevitable for this, you know, this potential esports model and stuff, but that's the biggest thing that the community as a whole struggles with.
You know, now again, somebody in the stream, it's what is it, GZD or GZ Doctor 4F. You know, he says if anybody uses the N-word, you can't do that. You can't do that either. You can't turn around and ban somebody. Listen, I grew up and that's the word that came out of my mouth every other mouth. Now you're telling me if I want to come to your tournament, I'm not allowed to be me? Or is it keep it off the streams? Keep it to the back of the crowds, you know, if you can. You know, you got to, again, it comes down to the policing of things. You know, obviously, you know, with the whole women's thing that goes on in the scene, just stop, guys. You know, just stop. Drop it and let a girl do what she wants to do. If you're one of the lucky guys that hook up with a girl, shut your mouth. Do your thing. You and her do your thing. Keep it between you guys. Don't make it a front page on Reddit. You know, there's a lot of things that's got to happen in the scene for it to grow. But nobody's taking those steps really.
You know, it goes back to the whole role model thing, you know, and that's what PR Rog was basically talking about and stuff. There's not enough people. I mean, okay, you know, we have Rog here, we got Yipes, you know, we got Justin, we have Art, but I mean, it's not enough. The community's pretty damn huge, and the things we need more people for that, both male and female, to, you know, so the people when they look at it, say, okay, well, so and so is doing that, and they're setting the tone. Okay, the rest of us have to come correct. You know, we can't act like that.
I mean, I've seen matches where shit talk became like one step between physical. You know,
man.
and I'm like, and I'm going really over a game. You know, I can understand that 16, 17 years old, maybe, but 20-year-old guys, 30-year-old guys getting that crazy over a game. You know, you want to be the best, but if you lose, there's nobody, and this goes for every fighting game. There is no best. There's never going to be a best. You know, like Ric Flair says, to be the best, you got to beat the best. And unfortunately, there's so many variables within fighting games in general that today Rog wins, tomorrow Justin wins, the next day Ricky wins, then Sanford wins, then Dominion wins. So now you're splitting this across the board between all these people. What is your win? You know, what are you basing your wins off? There's no statistical, like in a league, that's going to say, okay, PR's been to 20 events and he's 19-0. You know, or 19-1, should I say? Because it's not a one-on-one event. You're playing a group of people. Now,
well, that's why leagues should become like one of the main things, because you will have a record, you will have statistics, you know.
Right.
But again, now you know, when you're doing that kind of math, is it really? Let's be real here. Street Fighter 4 in the United States in major events. I would not say there is more than 30 players that obviously I would consider like top of the game.
And I agree, yes, but that's why you make a league of players, and let's say a S league, then an A league, and then a B league. That's it. Really easy.
But now it's not easy. I'm not going to show up to the A league now because I'm in the B league.
Why? Why not? Why don't you make a? If you win on the B league, then you go up to the A league, and then one of the A league.
Who determines that, or is it just open to anybody? Because now you're not making an A league. You're doing exactly what this scene has already done. You're making 2 events a month. Now
yeah, but why can't there
be
tournaments around too? Like, that's what I'm saying. There's the league, and there's like 5 tournaments in a year, and then there's Evo. You know, that should be like the whole thing. So the whole year is active.
Right. And sure, you can try that like way back, like years ago. They had something actually like that. It was actually pretty good. And they actually had everybody that was ranked. This is back when like Eddie Lee and stuff used to be playing. And they had all the players. You went into an event like something like 8 on a break or whatever. And everyone was just there. It was like, okay, he went to this event and stuff. He gets this many points and stuff like that. And then they basically, they ended up tallying that stuff up. It led right up to Evo. I don't know why something like that has not been brought back to, you know, into the forefront. It can be done.
Now, here's the problem. Gathering the statistics. That's where the problem lies.
Why?
Because who's going to be the one to do it? Or are you on a honor system to be honest yourself and report your own stuff?
Yeah. Well, why don't there should be people that do it for the tournament or the league?
Right.
You know where I'm going? Like, let's say you, James. Let's say you work for the league, right? You take the statistics of every single player that played in the league. It starts 0-0.
Yeah.
From now on, and then you keep going. You just keep track. And a lot of people say, like, oh, no one wants to bother with that. No one wants to keep track of that shit. Well, you know what? It does. People do want to. There's a lot of people that actually take stats, like Glenn.
Get your tournament.
Glenn, I don't even have his Twitter here. Get your tournament. GYT. That guy used to take stats and stuff. And when he started taking stats, no one cared because we didn't have like a set thing that stats were actually important.
But now, again, you know, we're talking about Street Fighter. And if we're talking about esports, it's going to have to encompass all these games. I mean, it's a lot of work involved in collecting those stats. Because, like, you know, Chris was saying, you know, you show up to 8 on the break all of a sudden. Well, that stat's got to go in there. Are those people doing it for the love of the game, or are they doing it to get a couple of bucks in their pocket? You know what I'm saying? If they're going to collect those stats, and that dude's basically now he's got to go, oh shit, you know, PR's at this event. He's never been here before. But, you know, there's no big name players here. Does that just get eliminated now? Does it get included? You know what I'm saying? There's so many variables in this that it's not cut and dry like with baseball. Today,
but that's the thing. You already said, like, okay, taking stats of a random tournament, that's different. Like, when you make a league, you start 0-0.
And I understand that, but I'm saying in the league, it's individual sports. Okay, now let's look at. I'm trying to think of something. We'll use golf as an example. You know, you get 100 people that show up to whatever the U.S. Open. Eventually, people get weeded out of that, you know, per round as they do shittier, and then eventually you get to, you know, your top 5 guys, and that's really all you're really focusing on. We get an event with 6,000 people that show up. That's a lot harder to keep a track of. Plus, the random kid that comes in, are they registering with this league, or is it just, hey, I'm here, my name's Billy Joe, and I live in Oklahoma, and start taking my stats? Well, I've never seen you before. I've never heard of you before.
Yeah, but a league will not have more than 30 people, basically, in my opinion.
And then the problem with that is the money. There's no money involved.
Well, that's another subject.
I'm just saying, but a lot of these players are hunting after that money. Who's going to pay out? What business person is going to lay out thousands of dollars for 30 people to grab? I want 6,000 people there that I'm going to expose, whether it's my product or whatever it is, my stuff to, and then I'll give you the money. But I'm not going to do it for 30 people.
Look at ESGN, and they're doing it. They're putting the money. They have a set thing on their hands.
But what they're doing, which is right, is they're reaching out to these audiences with plans of growing it. You know, their plan to growing it is by bringing in the players, a variation of players. It's not, again, like you were saying. I mean, it is kind of the same, because it's going to wind up being those 30 players for Street Fighter. Let's be real. They're not gonna turn around and say, all right, let me look in my my stream here. DJ Scrubble, have you ever placed type anything? No, you're going to Germany. They're not gonna do that, because they're grabbing the identifiable people and putting them on the show. You know, and that's how they're growing their brand. But you're asking the other people that are in the B League to support the A League at the same time. And it's like, well, wait a second. I know I'm getting bodied by all 30 of you. I'm going to give my money for what reason? It's just support?
If you are getting bodied, then you should not be in the league. You're going to lose everything. So we take another player. You lost.
Yeah, there's got to be like outline rules of a contract where some type of performance chart is laid out. You don't perform, then you're out, like he says.
So now you're going to bump people out of the A-League.
Well, you got to do something, James.
Well, but now again, it's coming down to the growth of the scene. You've just limited the scene to 30. You know, well, I'm saying 30, but whatever, 60 people, 60 people. So you're limiting it. So you're basically making the All-Star League. I'd rather call it.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. It's an All-Star League, basically. And it's not. Like, they're not going to invite, like, everyone in the world. It's not an open event. It's basically an invitational, in other words.
And now it's an invitational. Does it become an invitational to United States players, or does it become an invitational to worldwide players?
It depends. It depends on what the rules will be, but we're trying to, like understand why. Like, why should we do it, though? Like, who cares? Like, if it's Topanga, the league has it. Like, why are we discussing this? Topanga League, they have a League, they have a B League.
Yeah, they
do it. And Nico or Topanga, they put money on top.
Now, these players get paid?
Yeah, they all do.
I'm saying, when I say paid, I mean get paid, or they get paid?
They get paid when they go to play.
But when I say get paid, what kind of money are we talking about?
I don't know. We don't know that.
That's what
I'm saying. We don't know that, but they do get paid.
You know, and we know how American players are. You know, they don't want $4 signs in the eyes; they want 10. You know, and that's one of the things that also people have to realize, that if the money ain't there, you got two choices: quit playing games or deal with what's here. You know, the money's not going to pour in. And the fact that the money's not going to pour in is going to turn a lot of people off. And I know I think I saw you. You would like. I think you were on Facebook, and you had mentioned that well, I got my your masters. I guess you have. So you have a backup plan. Now, do you if this league thing actually starts to grow, do you try to sell this as a possible job or a temporary hobby?
Well,
because
I'm not gonna lie, I do this as a job, so I would take it as a job. Yes, if you're smart, then you would see and practice strong enough so you can actually understand if I win or if I do good, I would sustain myself off of this. It's different.
Now, when you hit obviously a certain age, which I have passed already, your reflexes slow down. Is it time to retire?
What? Sorry.
When you get older, your reflexes are going to slow down. I don't care how much you practice. Obviously, there's a retirement number, I guess we could say, and that's the thing. Like, do we put some kind of future packages for people? Like, I mean, and I've mentioned this on the show before. Unions. I mean, I've mentioned insurance. Do we take money that's coming into the event and utilize it for other things than just the pools? Do we actually say, hey, you know what? If you ain't got insurance and you get into the league, we're going to take and add X amount of dollars onto your venue fees, which then gets put into a pool that gets used for insurance. Because most places, I mean, even with me, I got liability insurance on job sites that I work. I got $1 million policy that if I break somebody's shit, my insurance is going to cover it. Do you think that's the type of stuff that this league needs to do from the get-go, or do you think that's something that's going to involve? Because I think that's something that will actually attract people. That maybe they're not top players, but they're like, yo, I ain't got no insurance, but I used to be pretty damn good at pushing buttons. Maybe I can make something happen from this. And at the same time, I get myself some medical insurance.
Well, it depends. What if the excuse me? Why does the league have to give insurance when maybe the sponsors give you an insurance, a medical insurance? It's different. That is really random. That's a really random thing to put it on because it's not a big ass.
I'm not putting it on.
Business,
I'm not putting it on them. I'm not putting it on them. But what I'm saying is, a union, yes, a union would actually basically oversee the players, like a players union. The league, like in the NFL, is kind of beholden to the union, which is the players. So, the league would turn around in turn and say, all right, you know what? We take $20 from your venue fee. We give it
Honestly, it's like, what company is going to be willing to do that?
All right, we're back. There we go. Audio back, guys.
Good.
Hold on. You hear me? Test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, no, otherwise. Audio back, yes, no. Oh, look, I'm going to already cut the stream. No, he didn't. All right, let me see. Yep, we're back. Okay.
But yeah, I mean that's. I mean, all of these are sound ideas, but in the end, then okay, let's say we even get that. What company is willing to do that? Willing to invest in that? Because again, as you say, it all comes down to the return. They don't see the return. These great ideas go right out the window, and then what? The FGC is back to square one.
Well, that's the thing, and that's where the way I'm looking at it. If the leagues, which we've all seen leagues fail, if the league fails, at least the players are, even if they're not players, are walking off with something. Because you're not going to be paying these guys, $200 million a year salaries. But they are competing, and they're competing just as, just like you are, or just like Yipes would be, or Justin. So the fact that they're competing, shouldn't they be compensated?
It will be compensated with money.
From who?
From them, from the league, man.
So the league's going to pay them?
Yeah.
Now, how many, again, now we're talking about the A League. Does the B League get as well?
Yeah. Less money, but they should get. Yeah, they should get money too.
And how does the league profit?
That depends on the viewership, I believe, and sponsors, etc.
Now, you stream, I stream, we all stream together in a big happy family. Is anybody really making that much money streaming?
I really can't talk about that.
I'm just saying, in general, if you overall look at the streaming and you look at the big productions, even like the MLG, are they making enough money to make it sustainable? Because if that was the case, the fighting games would probably still be there.
The problem is that if you see MLG Fighter, they never got more than 2,000 or more than 1,000 freaking viewers, dude. It's like nothing.
But my point is, it's like, if they're generating that, and obviously, I don't know, I mean, I've seen SCR's numbers up there. At what point do we start to say, okay, this is successful for them as investors, which the league is basically investors. I don't know if it would be a pool of investors, or EG, for example, would have Team EG, which would, they would fundamentally become part of the league. Not just, they would become a part owner of the league. Or is there going to be one person that owns this league that brings these guys in, like the NFL, which is basically shareholders? There's so many, again, with the variables, there's so many ways this can go, good and bad, that nobody is actually sitting down that I see and taking the time to work on that as far as the dialogue and saying, hey, look, what are we going to do?
And there will be no one because there's too many tournaments and they all want more games in the tournaments because it makes them money.
Yep. And it's going to take time, man. It's like no way we're at that juncture yet.
Now let me ask you this, because you actually do bounce around. I mean, obviously, I'm breaking your balls earlier, but you play Injustice. You liked it for a while, I guess. I don't know if you still do, or, but what do you say about a lot of these games that are out there? Should everything be included in this league, or is this league just going to be Street Fighter 4's league? How would you do that?
I honestly think that one of the problems of the FGC is there's too many games. Too many. I feel like real talk, Tekken does not bring viewership. Blast Blue is started to get viewership, etc. But if the game doesn't get viewership, to me, it's just not good, dude.
Well, at least in the US, anyway.
Yeah.
So they said the other place, Tekken is Korea. They embrace the hell out of that. I mean, there's been game shows for the damn thing. Fab, I seen Fab on it. You know what I'm saying?
terms of the anime games, Japan. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
USA is pretty much Marvel, Street Fighter. From what I've seen in terms of bringing viewership, it'll be Marvel, Street Fighter. It was second at one point, but I don't know what just happened with that. But yeah, the 3D games I think is coming out right now. I've seen like Dead or Alive and stuff like that. So I mean, it depends on where it's at, man. Really. But yeah, I get what you're saying, though.
Now let me ask you this: what do you say about the fact that fighting games in general seem like they're a dying breed?
You might be in what?
That fighting games in general are becoming a dying breed. People are not flocking on a line waiting for a midnight release of Street Fighters anymore, or Injustices, or KOFs. You know, they're waiting to download the new version, a new patch for League of Legends free.
It's because there's also too many things and stuff. The mindset's just different a lot of times when it comes to fighting games. And, I mean, we can argue till the cows go home as to why people are into League of Legends and stuff. A lot of it has to do with what we talked about before, you know, the mindset of the communities and stuff like that, and the intricacies and stuff, which is probably why the developers over time said, okay, look, we have to adjust this because some of these games are just considered way too methodical. That's why we have these so-called comeback mechanics and stuff like that they have in there to make it more accessible to the mainstream community. You know?
Well, that's obviously, now how do you undo that? When you go League, do you undo that comeback factor? Do you force, why wouldn't you?
Why would I?
Because you're looking, you know, because now that there's a comeback factor, are you trying to base this on skill? Or are you basing this on an opportunity just because, you know, the way the game is designed, you know, I can do, you know, like use Tekken, for example, the stupid freaking, you know, the bitch punches, you know, where I could take away 75% off of one punch. You know, do you take that kind of stuff out to factor in more skill, or do you leave it as is? Do you take out infinites?
You know what, though? This is random, but I embrace the chaos that the new Ultra Street Fighter 4 is coming. I embrace it. I would love to see all the editions played. I know Eduardo's going back to Vanilla Battle Royale.
Yep.
I want to see more Vanilla Cephs. I want to see Vanilla Sagat, Vanilla Akuma, and I want to see, again, I forgot about Vanilla again. I just want to see chaos, man. I want to see it.
That's what I want to see. I just want to see.
Embrace it.
I just want to see people picking characters that people are like, holy shit, I forgot this guy.
That's one of the things, James. Like, that's why I keep saying there's not enough role models. Like, we have the great Justin Wong, the great Dominion, which are two of the lamest players in the game. You can't say anything about that, but they're really boring to watch, in my opinion. Like, I don't like how Justin plays. I think it's fucking boring. I freaking hate how Dominion plays. It's really boring. But then it's the truth.
But it wins.
But they do win, etc. But now we have K-Brad. Now we have me. We used to have Combo Fiend. We have Yipes on freaking Marvel, you know. See, like that kind of thing is what we need to make it exciting. That's why KDC got booed at freaking Injustice Evil, because that shit was mad boring, dude. Why were people cheering to me when I don't even really play the game? It's because the fact that I make it exciting. You know, you have to make your game exciting.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. I mean, the guy who plays frame data and rulebook 101 is boring to watch. You know, so and like back in my heyday with Mortal Kombat 2, you could roundhouse the guy out of the air every time. So you're telling me you would actually spend the whole match just trying to roundhouse me as long as I jumped and do nothing else? Or are you going to try to humiliate me? And, you know, when you watch somebody play that way, where it's just one move over and over and over, there's no attraction to it. You know, when you watch, and like you said, I agree with you, when you watch Dominion play with Guile, it's like you know what's going to happen because it's the same shit that happened the last time.
I love watching that Duff, man. That standing fierce, man. I ain't gonna. No, I think I'm trolling. That really excites me seeing a man get Duff like that. Like, it'd be quiet for like 40 seconds, and all you hear is just a loud punch in your face. I just love it.
See, but that's another thing. Like a lot of players like that, yes, but it's not good to the
Growth.
outside public.
Yeah, no, I
Feel
mean,
me?
my father, if my father was ever going to turn around and watch it and he saw that for 5 seconds, he'd just turn the shit off. I don't want to watch this. This is boring.
Yeah, and Leo, like one of the stream masters said it. The Spell Eye Cup. He said the Spurs are a great example to that. Those motherfuckers are mad boring. They are boring, but they do win. But whenever someone comes in and like starts botting them, everyone wants to like, yeah, you know, it's actually a really really good example.
Yeah, that's why I like watching. Personally, I like watching Marvel more because there's just way more chaos. Like I was saying, you know, that's hype. People want to see that.
I climaxed when I saw Marvel 2 at SoCal Regionals. that was wow. I almost bring a tear to my eye, man.
And, you know, that's what's starting to happen. I mean, at Winter Brawl, they had the patched version of MK2. You're starting to see these older games come back. Because people are going, with everything else is out there now.
Oh yeah, too furious, man. What Spooky get like over 40 deep or something for Alpha?
Yeah. You know, and people are starting to go back to the old school games because, you know, these newer games seem, like I said, they're really not being geared towards the competitive side as much as it is the casual player. And that goes for even Street Fighter. I mean, and look, you know, I've always liked Street Fighter, but it's never been truly geared, you know, and anybody that thinks any of these games is geared for the competitive scene, no, it's geared to make sales. You know, and the 10,000, you know, professional / aspiring professional competitive gamers is not the end all for their sales. It's the other 60 million that they're trying to get. And I'd rather get,
Damn it.
you know, what happened?
No, oh my bad. Damn, I keep forgetting. Because it's not like I'm on the street.
I thought you were like, damn, you didn't know that.
No.
Damn, they don't care about me?
No, it was kind of hype because I seen Godzilla. That's all. Don't worry about me.
Oh, you watching the trailer?
I was a little bit. I was like, oh, ow.
Yo, Godzilla's looking badass.
She's looking ridiculous.
Yeah, I saw that too, man. But
That's right.
They, you know, like I said, they're concerned with the overall sales, not the competitive sales. Now, if they can throw us a bone, that's basically what they're doing. You know, they're throwing us a bone. Okay, well, you know what? We're gonna allow you guys to test it for free. Oh, really? So I'm gonna bug test your game for you and not get paid for it? And that's just because I get to play it earlier, you know, and Japan has the advantage, you know, but the fact of the matter is, you're testing a game for free. So you're hooking this company up. On top of that, they're going to do some stuff for you. I mean, how many, you know, and Yipes and Eduardo probably could vouch for this more. How much stuff have people bitched about in Street Fighter that never got touched?
Well,
that was just like mad stupid bullshit out
balances?
the gate.
In terms of balancing?
Yeah, but like out the gate.
Unblockables, yeah. That was really out the gate.
You know, and then
I'm trying to use a function in the game that enables me to block, but I can't block it. That's my joint. That's pretty much I've seen. That's it. Other than that, I mean, yeah, characters be overpowered, but what else? That's every fighting game in existence.
Exactly. They're all.
There's always going to be that one guy.
Except Karate Champ.
Everybody had
red gi, white gi. That's it. Everybody had the same moves, and you just dealt with it. Where are we? Okay. But
Street Fighter. Shit is
Slow.
horrible.
If you're gonna play, you might as well play the PC version because Xbox is just bad.
Yep.
Oh, PC versions like that?
Yeah, PC version is like
Yeah,
10
it's
times.
legit.
Yeah, but hopefully let's see what's up. If anything, I'm gonna just stream no matter what anyway tomorrow.
PC version's good.
Yeah, PC version has better netcode, dude. It's by far the best.
Maybe I'll pick it up.
PC, everything is better, man.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. And that's one of the problems of the FGC too. Yay!
Consoles.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely consoles are very a big time limiter to the growth of the FGC.
Yeah.
Until people can say, you know, let's just start putting PCs in. But now again, you know, now are the events going to supply PCs or do the players?
I'm pretty sure if the tournaments get a really good sponsor, like let's say like a Kingston or something like that, I'm pretty sure that they will get PCs because that's what they do. Like when I remember at IPL, I remember their sponsors were the one that gave them all the PCs. So
Right.
Damn, IPL, that was promising too, man.
Mhm.
Yep.
Mike was gonna be involved heavily. I was actually gonna be involved heavily.
Yep.
That just went down the toilet, man. That sucks. And Eduardo was talking about leagues. That was pretty much something that was gonna step out the box.
Mhm.
But that just
That was
caught
gonna be
a
a wrap.
kick in the nuts, man. Damn.
Yeah.
The fuck? Like that?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it definitely. I mean, if PCs got involved more, you know, and PC manufacturers got involved more, it would definitely help grow the scene. I think 100%. And it also, you know, would hopefully encourage some of these manufacturers to put a little bit more effort into making fighting games for the PC. You know, and working obviously on better netcode, which can also work out of expanding the scene. Eventually, they're going to have to get netcode down to almost a real time. It's somewhere down the line, you know.
Yeah, it's never gonna be perfect, but I feel like the rollback netcode of KI is just amazing. Like,
Yeah.
it is definitely different than offline, but it's still really, really playable. I feel like I'm playing an offline match, so they should like implement it with every other game.
There's no excuse why it can't be solid because I think aside from KI, I think Soul Calibur was good, and I think there was one other game. But there's no reason why when
It's Tekken
fighting
and
game
Soul
comes-
Calibur.
Huh?
Those two. It was Tekken, Soul Calibur, and Killer Instinct. Those were the
Yeah,
three
yeah.
best netcodes.
Like they were solid, and then we get something like Street Fighter, like we were just saying. Okay, like the PC version obviously is the most definitive version in terms of netcode. It's like, why can't all the games just be like that, or why can't it just come on something like dedicated servers now that we have like Xbox One and PS4, so that this way we can have a similar experience as close to being in the arcade as possible.
I mean, the infrastructure. That's the other issue is the infrastructure of the internet itself is nowhere near where it can be sustained to be like closest to lag free as possible, especially when you're doing an event where you're trying to do with many people. If you're trying to do let's say East Coast West Coast showdown or some shit we just made up, and it's the East Coast B League versus the West Coast B League to figure out who gets to move up the food chain into the A League. You could do this online with the proper net code and the proper bandwidth between them. Mm-hmm. But now you got to look at the money. Again, now you got to start going to a Verizon or telling them, yo, I need 50 FiOS circuits dropped between LA and New York. Now you're talking big money. So I mean, there's a lot of things that could happen, but nobody is talking about this stuff. Not that I'm hearing. Maybe there's some guys, quote unquote Illuminati, in their back room somewhere that are actually planning something amazing, which would be really cool. But I don't see it. I don't see that growth. I mean, I came back into the scene 3 years ago, and in my opinion, the production value in some of the events has gone up. And where it's gone up in some places, it's gone down in others. I've seen events disappear, which, quite honestly, sometimes is a good thing. And the only way this scene is going to grow is if other people like you guys start discussing this publicly. It's not gonna. Nobody's gonna listen to Little Billy in Idaho with his ideas. They're gonna listen to a PR, a Yipes, a Chris, a Big E, a Shin Blanca, an Alex Vi, and that's just the reality of it. I mean, if PR goes out onto Twitter tomorrow and says JamessMK is a cocksucker, I'm gonna get 100 emails that I'm a cocksucker. Very simple. Very simple.
Yeah.
I think the game that's gonna take us to the esports realm is gonna be Shaq Fu.
Shaq Fu too.
And we need Shaq Fu, man.
Oh God, clay fighters, man. It's all about clay fighters.
I love
Shaq
Clay
Fu,
Fighter.
man. I'm telling you.
Any of you guys play that?
It's Rise of the Robots, James.
Have any of you guys played the new South Park?
No, but honestly, it looks amazing. It's like a RPG, right?
Yeah.
I've been watching it a little bit.
Talk about that MMO one? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I've seen it for a while.
Well, I mean, I definitely, like I said, more people got to start, trying to convey what they want the scene to, or how they want the scene to grow. We don't even have a league yet. Let's be real here. It's not even a league. So I mean, let's get some people that actually want to put a league together first. And unfortunately, in order to do that, you need this one thing called money. Yeah. So you're going to need money to at least establish a league, because it's going to have to be a corporation or a collaborative entity, i.e., like a public company of a board of people. And then from that step, then we can worry about, who's in it, who's not in it, the A League, the B League. We can't even get a league, let alone an A League right now.
Yeah.
And that's the sad thing that, again, East Coast, West Coast do battle of what they feel. Everybody has an opinion of what direction this scene should go to, but everybody takes their opinion and tries to do their own thing.
What do you think of that thing? And you probably heard about it if you talked to him at Winterboro. Cole was talking about this. He's been talking about this for a minute. The whole like dojo sports league concept. Like, what's your opinion on that?
He's me and Cole, we pretty much on the same page of that. He's trying to do the team league thing, man. He's trying to get every region involved. You know what I mean? To have a reason to push something. You know what I mean? Like James was saying, like obviously it's a little singled out because everybody just focuses on the main players. But when it comes to team concepts, that's what pretty much brings out a lot of players that we haven't heard or you know what I mean, have heard but hasn't been out there. That's the team. That's where it's at, man. I think teams could really go somewhere, man. Like I could picture a Team EG versus Team EMP. It would be like Eduardo, Justin, Ricky versus Sanford, Kev, K, Brad, or whoever that's playing Javon, doesn't matter. But just that concept of teams. Like, to be honest, when Vanilla and Super came out, those are like the most popular things to watch. Those are teams. Team things.
I've said that they should start doing 3v3s like Japan does.
That shit is kind of like, man, that's what it was. When I used to watch footage of Japan and SBO, it was always a 3v3, a team concept. It was always that what kept it exciting.
Yeah, but now let me ask you this. Like, for example, OBS decides I want to put a team together. I'm going to go grab
Paper Champion.
But I got paper in my pocket. Hey, PR, how much you making over there at EG? I'm going to buy you out. And now you're going to play for my team. Just like any other trade. Like any other trade. And I could take, instead of, because like I noticed, again, one of the things that happened is we always regionalize ourselves. Even if we make a team, it's like, and I see the chit chatter about EMP. Well, Flocker is East Coast. Florida's the East Coast too. It has the Atlantic Ocean on side of it. It's part of the coast. But the point is, it's like people are too quick to go and say, like, I mean, even like with Curly, it's like you got New York, you got the West Coast. Rather than do that, why aren't we saying like, yo, if I can buy PR, I'm going to buy PR. Why wouldn't I? Or if I could buy Yipes, I'll buy Yipes. You know, and that's something that, you know, should really be encouraged more, I think. And players should be grabbing, you know, the players that they really feel they want. I'm sick of hearing, like, oh, this is the New York team. Ain't no motherfucker on the Yankees from New York.
That's why I've always freaking said, like I really hate the Coast War. So I think it's the most stupidest thing there is. Because America, we're all one, basically. Do you think I cared when I was coaching Cabra? Do you think I cared who was East Coast? No.
Right.
I mean, he's American. I know. Yeah, you're gonna say that it's because
he's your boy. At the end of the day, and I mean, I know you really wanted him to win. It looked like it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You feel me? But I mean, look, I'm all about the East Coast West Coast tension. You know what I mean? I think you're ass, and that's just off of my opinion. You know what I mean? But this is all in fun. You know what I mean? It's like when the Knicks used to go against the Pacers. You know what I mean? Or the Knicks versus the Bulls. You know what I mean? You already knew that tension was there, so that's what made it exciting. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's just the way it got to be presented. That's all. Like I said, man, it's all presentation, baby.
Right. It's entertainment.
I'm saying that's all it is. It's presentation. Like, we all know it's there, the rivalries, but how are we going to present it to the people?
It will always be there. It will always be there.
And the rival, though, there's nothing wrong with the rivalries. There's nothing wrong with the rivalries. Who's this now? No, there's nothing wrong with the rivalries happening. What the problem is when the rivalries remain forever. It's like, how many years has the East Coast been doing against the West Coast? I know. When I was 20, they were doing it. 2
decades, man.
When I was 20, they were doing it. So that was 2 decades ago.
I mean, it's always the same, yeah. But it's always a new era and a new region of people that always play. That represents that rivalry. So it's not the same thing. It don't dry out, in my opinion.
Yeah, but it gets a little stale. It really does after a while. It's like, you know, I don't care who it is, you know, and I'm sorry, West Coast guys, you know, it just seems the hype is on the East. A lot more of the skill is on the West, and it becomes hype versus skill and us shit-talking you out of your game a lot of the times. And that's been the way it's been for 20 years. It's never going to change. There's a West Coast mentality, I think, of, well, we got the game developers here. You know, so we got some kind of special thing because we're playing the game before you. So we're knighted the better player just by that. The East Coast basically saying, shut the fuck up, we'll kill you, and we'll scare the shit out of you if that's what it takes to win. And it's just gone on so long now that it's just like, again, America versus Japan, America versus Korea. You know, that's the way it's got to go. If PR, Dominion, Justin Sanford, K-Brad, and Ricky are on a team, so be it. That's the team. You know, you make a 10, whatever number that we deem in this league sufficient, 10 guys, top 10 guys in America are on a team. Go whoop the shit out of the Japanese players. And then they go get their top 10 guys. You know, and I think that's going to spur more of an interest as compared to just watching the same repetitious. You know, it's either going to be PR, Justin. I mean, let's be real here. PR, Justin, Dominion, Ricky, Sanford, K-Brad. Who am I missing that's guaranteed in top 8? Oh, Chris G. Man, Chris G's been falling off since he went to the West Coast. You know, but that's 7 guys right there that are 9 out of 10 times going to be in top 8. Am I wrong?
No.
How long do you think that can last before people go, this is kind of fucking boring? It's like watching the Yankees win another ring. Who cares? We know you got the most money in baseball. You can buy whatever you want, and you do it every year. Good, great. Now people root for you to lose, and then you wonder why. You know, and at what point do you guys get to where it's like, enough's enough? Let's just start. Let's start going after the Japanese player. I don't care. Bring every Japanese player over here, but then let's have a team that's ready to body all their players.
That's the problem that we had at Canada Cup. Like we just didn't have the right team.
And that's, you know, again, that's another, you know, getting those players. What is this?
That's why I like the ESGN concept, and then hopefully we could take like the team thing, move into something actually like that, and that could potentially attract a lot more people and help to solidify the interest as opposed to it becoming stagnant.
And they need to change that rule set. That rule set's kind of ass, man.
Oh, the new one?
No, just well, I don't know about a new one, but just the concept of how freaking infiltration won. Like Taquito beat everybody, and then infiltration won. That's it.
They got a new rule set now with the wheel where like let's say if I play you, I can spin it. Like it's supposed to be like a defensive concept, and I can spin the wheel and say, "Nah, I don't want to play you." That's like the new thing they got going on.
No, that always been there actually. That's always been there. But
okay.
Yeah, that always been there. It's the freaking like I said, Taquito beat everyone, and then he had to play infiltration. Infiltration didn't play nobody, and he played Taquito, and he won the whole thing. Like that was kind of ass.
Yeah, but he didn't win the money.
No, I know, because I think I heard some shit, whatever, for the next season. But you know what I'm saying though, right? Like that rule set's kind of booty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you.
I mean, so the concept is great. Presentation's good. You know what I mean? You got Hollywood Mike in there. Everything's cool. It's just the rule set's kind of booty.
What's that? What happened to Mr. Triforce who wanted to come on earlier?
He's probably working on his intro.
Yeah, he might be.
He has an intro?
No. Yeah, he's got his own intro on the show, man. You didn't know that?
What the fuck is that?
It's WWE, man. You gotta have an intro and fucking entrance music. I put yours on. I put yours on for you.
Oh, what you got? What you got? Let's go.
No, it was, you know, your usual song. He's a bitch boy.
Damn.
You know what pissed me off? You didn't come to fucking Winter Brawl.
I had things to do, man.
Oh, you're special, man. You were special. All I know is I brought that bottle of Bacardi and Yipes downed it.
Oh, wow.
I was like, man, I said, I brought the bottle for you, and it wasn't even just a little bottle, too. It was like that gallon jug shit.
Oh, I'm salty. I'm salty now. I'm fucking salty.
I did a lot of drinking at Winter, bro, man. After hours was pretty fun.
Yeah. Triforce said call him.
Hey, James, while I was here, I wanted to thank Yipes for giving me the inspiration to create a curly mustache type tournament for Injustice. What we're doing.
Really?
Yes,
What
sir.
you doing? What you doing,
Check
homie?
that out in the Skype
Who
chat.
that?
Check
Who
that
that?
out. DMS, man.
Oh, that's Devil. Okay, what up, homie?
Check that out in the chat. What we're doing is we're
So
getting
is it
5v5.
invitational? Oh, okay.
We're getting 5v5 from every region. We're doing $20.